Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this stylish gathered crop top that I'm wearing, and I achieved this style using 1.5 yards of African print fabric. You can also make use of crepe fabric or any other light fabric for this top. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So let's jump right in. So like I said earlier, I made use of 1.5 yards of African print fabric. I have my bias strip here, I have my zipper, my elastic band, I have my tape rule, my scissors, my chalk and my thread. So we're going to be cutting out the front and the back panels together, and I have both fabrics in a fold of 2. The front fabric is in a fold of 2 while the back is also in a fold of 2. So we're going to be having a zipper at the back, so I added 1.5 inches extra to the back fabric. So towards the closed angle, the folded part, I have 1.5 inches extra for the back because of the zipper allowance. And to get wideness of fabric to fold, the first thing you're going to do is divide your shoulder measurement by 2. So mine is 8 inches and the remaining part is going to be for the sleeve. So for the front, I have 20 inches in a fold, and for the back, I have 21.5 inches in a fold. So I'm going to just remove the zipper allowance. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out a starting line at the upper part of my fabric, which is going to serve as the shoulder line. And for this upper part, remember this top is in 2 parts, the upper part and the lower part. For the upper part, I made use of my shoulder to my half length, which is 16 inches, and I added 1 extra inch for joining to the band. So on the shoulder line now, I'll take my neckline measurement. So the width of my neckline is 3.5 inches and the depth of the back neckline is 1.5 inches. So I'll mark that point and then connect it together. This is the back neckline, and for the depth of the front neckline, I'll be making use of 3 inches. I'll mark 3 inches there and then connect it to meet the 3.5 inches neck width. So I'll come over to this open angle of my fabric and come down by 1 inch from the shoulder line. So this is for the shoulder slope, and then I'll connect it all the way down this way. So if you want your sleeve longer, that means you're going to have a wider fold than mine. I hope you guys understand. And on this point, I'm going to take my armhole measurements divided by 2. Mine is 8 inches, and I'll add 1 extra inch to it for the joining allowance. So from that point I marked, I'll come in by 2 inches and just extend the line this way. And from that point, I would use my ruler to extend it straight all the way down to the full length of the upper part. So go ahead to create a curve on this side. So this is basically all for the upper part of this top. The next thing we want to do is to cut this out. So I added 1/2 inch allowance to the shoulder for joining. So we'll be cutting out the back neckline first before we cut out the front. After cutting out the back, we'll separate it and then cut out the front neckline. And then we'll also rip the center back opened. I'll notch the zipper points and then I'll rip the center back open this way. So after opening up, this is what we have. The next thing we want to do is to join the shoulder of the front and the back together. So I'm going to arrange them on each other this way, and then use the 1/2 inch I added to the shoulder areas to join it all the way down. I'll repeat the same process on the other side. I'll close up the shoulder and then I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after closing up the shoulder, I went ahead to use my iron to just open up the seam this way. Iron the seam opened. So after ironing, this is what it looks like. The next thing we want to do is to finish up the neckline of our top. So I'll be using my bias strip to do that. So I'm going to place my bias strip on the right side of the fabric this way. I'll open up one of the fold and then go ahead to stitch it all around the neckline. To stitch it all around the neckline this way. So when I'm done, I'll notch it and then I'll turn it over to the wrong side and also stitch it all the way around the neckline. So when I'm done with that part, I'll repeat the same process on the armhole area. I'll use my bias strip to finish up the armhole, the sleeve area. I'll finish up the sleeve area I'll stitch the bias strip on the right side, and then I'll use it to turn it over to the wrong side. I'll repeat the same process on the other sleeve, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So before I turn it over, I just want to show you guys what I did. So after stitching down the bias strip first, I'm going to first of all notch the seam. So after notching the seam, that is when you're going to turn it over to the wrong side. I hope you guys understand. So after notching, I'll just go ahead to turn the bias over to the wrong side this way. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like, and then proceed to stitch it all the way down. So make sure you do this with a matching thread so that it doesn't appear rough. So I'll do it on the sleeve opening as well and show you guys. So after finishing up with the bias strip, this is what the wrong side looks like, and this is what it looks like on the right side. You can see how neat it looks. So after doing all of that, the next thing we want to do is to close up the sides, and I'm going to place them right sides facing each other this way, and then I'll use 1 inch to close up all the way down. I'll also close up on the other side all the way down using 1 inch. So after doing all of that, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after closing up the side, before you turn it over to the right side, you're going to notch this curved part. So use your scissors to just cut the seam opened around this area. This is going to help the fabric relax very well on the right side. So I'll notch it on this side, and I'll also notch on the other side. So when you flip over to the right side, you can see how relaxed it looks around that area. So I'm going to set this aside now while we work on the band, which is the lower part of this blouse. So I'm going ahead to cut out the fabric I'll be using as my band. So to get the length of fabric you'll be needing, go ahead to measure your round waist measurement. So mine is 33 inches. You can add half an inch for ease so that it's not too tight. And then I added 3 extra inches for my zipper allowance, 1.5 inches on both sides. I hope you guys understand. So I have 36 inches there. And then for the length of this part, the full length of my top is 21 inches, and I already have 16 inches for the upper part, so I'll be needing 5 inches for this lower part. So I have 12 inches here. So I'm still going to fold my fabric into two this way. So when I join to the upper part, I'm going to be left with the 5 inches that I want for my band. So to give this band a bit of weight, I'm going to iron my hair stay to the wrong side of the fabric. So go ahead to iron your hair stay to the wrong side of the fabric. So this is me just ironing my hair stay to it. So after ironing, I'll trim out the excess that I have. So this is what it looks like after I iron my hair stay to it. So I also folded it into two this way, and I ironed it out. So the next thing we want to do is to attach the band to the upper part of the top. And to do this, the first thing you want to do is to fold the fabric into two. Upper part, fold the waistline into two and get the midpoint. So another method you can use for this top is to just gather the waistline of this upper part so that it is exactly that same 36 inches that you have on the band, and then just stitch it together. I hope you guys understand. And you can also use this method if you want. So I've notched the midpoint of the waistline, and on the band I'll also notch the midpoint this way. So what I'm going to do now is to merge the midpoints facing each other. So this is the waistline of the upper part, and this is the band, the opened angle of the band. I'm going to place it on the waistline, making sure that notched points are facing each other. Then I use my pin to hold it down. So I'll come over to the edge of the blouse, the upper part, and then just merge it with the edge of my band this way. So at that zipper allowance point, I'm going to merge it. So you can see that you have a lot of excess on the waist of your blouse, of the upper part. So I'll merge the other side as well this way, and just use my pin to hold it down around the zipper area. So what I'm going to do now is take this to my sewing machine. Starting from the midpoint, I'm going to then pleat my fabric the upper part, I'll place the waistline of the upper part into the band so that it fits into the band this way. So while you are joining, just go ahead to form pleat so that it fits into your band this way. When I'm done pleating this side, I'll come over to the other side and just repeat the same process. So just pleat as you are joining, just pleat so that it fits into the waistband. So after doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after I pleated the upper part into the band, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful this top looks already. So we're going to be inserting our zipper into this space. This is what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead to iron out the zipper allowance and show you guys. So after I ironed out the 1.5 inches zipper allowance, I'm going to show you guys now how to attach your zipper. So your zipper is going to appear this way. So this is the wrong side of the zipper facing me now. I'll start from the base and just use my pin to hold my zipper on the crease line I made with my iron. So just use your pin to hold it down this way. And when I'm done, I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Just pin down your zipper to the line that you created with your iron. So I'll take it to my sewing machine now and just stitch down the zipper all the way down, making sure I'm stitching very close to the zipper teeth. I'll stitch the other side. I'll cut off this excess and leave about 2 inches so that I can fold it in on both sides. So after inserting the zipper, this is what it looks like on the right side. You can see how neat and beautiful it looks, and this is what the front panel looks like. So the last and final thing we want to do is to insert elastics to the sleeve. So I'll just measure what I have from the shoulder all the way down. So I have about 16 inches there. So I don't want the ruche to be too much, so I'm going to just take 10 inches for my elastic. But if you want your ruche, if your sleeve is longer than mine, you can do half of whatever you have there as your elastic length. But for mine, I made use of 10 inches elastic. So without stretching my elastic, I cut out 10 inches. I cut out 10 inches elastic, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is on the wrong side of my top, I'm going to just stitch down the elastic to this seam allowance on the shoulder. Just stitch it all the way down, just stretch it and stitch it all the way down so that it gives that ruched effect. I'll repeat the same process on the other side. From the shoulder area, I'll stitch my elastic and stretch it all the way down. So after stitching down my elastic to the shoulder, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful it looks. You can see the ruched effect on it. So guys, this is where we end this video for today. I hope you have found it useful and I hope you learned something new. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved ones, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.